Okay, A major, here we go. Oh, it didn't record. There. Yes. So here's your low A, everybody. You want to make sure that's nice and comfy. Okay, let's do our A major scale. Here we go. Ready? Slow. Okay, now let's try that again. Everybody who had good success, let's see how relaxed you can be with your left hand this time around. Okay, same success, but more relaxation. There we go. Here's your low A. And here we go. Ready? And... Okay, now we're going to do the arpeggio. Ready? Arpeggio. Let's do a strengthener of that too. If you practice anything, it should be the arpeggio. Ready? Do it again. Okay, now, tell me something. Who would say they would give themselves, say, a 75% on intonation on the first try there? How many people would say about 75%? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, that's enough for me. Let's go faster. Scale with arpeggio right afterwards. Okay, and then we'll see about the success rate, all right? And remember your finger pressure. That's the first thing to suffer when we go faster. So make sure it's the same finger pressure. 1, 2, here we go. Okay. Anybody's batting average suffer because of the speed? Or was it still okay? Still okay? Okay, well that means we gotta go faster. You gotta be careful, man. I came from car dealers. You tell them you did a good job and they give you 5 more. Okay, here we go. A 1, 2, ready, go. All right, how we feeling? Nice and strong in the key of A? That's good. Okay, so let's try our jigs, shall we? The Lord Dreghorn jigs. Let me get the music up so I don't confuse anyone. Let's see here, where are we at? Dreghorn's jigs, yeah. Okay, so we'll do twice each in the Cape Breton style. And we'll go not too lively, just a little bit of a push on it. Not too bad. Okay. Is that a tempo we can work with to start off with? Yeah? Okay, we'll do it once like that and then we'll speed her up. Okay? Okay, and broaden that bow. 1, 2, 3. Well, that looked excellent. Everybody was playing the whole time. Nobody was getting angry or frustrated. Looked really good. How does everybody feel about those jigs at that tempo? All right, lots of nodding heads. That's great. That's great. So now, why don't we up it a little bit? Okay? We'll put the heat on just a tiny little bit. And did you hear? Now, that wasn't the slowest, and I don't know if you heard, but I was really trying to belt out some of that jig rhythm. And did you get that idea with the nice lopey pace, with the nice jig rhythm? I just love that. I could play at that tempo all day. But so let's take that same nice lopey kind of thing, and we're just going to up it a little bit. Just going to put the heat on a little bit and see if we can get more, because more of that will come out now. Okay? I'm going to raise this chair a little bit. Still trying to get used to it. It's very bouncy. That's the only thing, you know. I think that's supposed to be a good thing, but just have to get used to it. Okay, here we go. So a little bit of heat on, so it's going to be more like this. Okay, now that really is approaching a good tempo. Here we go. Hold on to your hats. 1, 2, 3. everybody feeling about that now? That was kind of that ended up being a clip. That's great. Oh, good. Oh, good. Okay, now I don't have my phone with me, so I'm not sure what tempo that was. I'll just do this for the recording so I can refer back to it in the future. But that's a pretty good clip there, guys. That's very, very good. Everybody feels good about that? It was doable? Might have been a bit of a stretch, but it was doable? Kinda, here and there? That's great. Okay, good. Any questions or comments or anything like that about those jigs?
Yeah. I just find when we're playing fast, it's the ornaments that go first for me.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I can do it, but not with all the ornaments.
You know what? The best thing to do in that situation, first of all, that's the normal course of events. I remember it happening with me too, especially with the left-hand ornaments, you know? And I'll also tell you that when I'm playing a ceilidh and it's really getting up there in the tempo, I leave some out. Okay? Just think to yourself about some of the nice players that were sparse with that. There's lots of players that were really sparse with the ornaments. So you don't have to get everything in all the time. But if you do pick, say, 1 or 2 things in each part that you're really going to try every time, by the time you start getting those, all of the other ones will come in. Because the problem is that you just haven't found the opportunity with your hand to be able to get all that move in the good time, right? Now, if you're trying to do that repeatedly, you know, it's kind of a law of diminishing returns. But if you make it a goal of doing it 1 time per part, then each time you can think to yourself, okay, it's coming again. How can I make it work this time? And try to make it all one move. That's what you're doing. That's my main point when it comes to getting an ornament in with a tune, is that you're playing the melody note and the ornament, but it's not 2 things, it's 1 thing. Okay? So yeah, just make a goal of 1 or 2 per part. I would suggest 1. I remember when I was doing Magic of Ireland, it was a roll. The first tune of the night, every night, did it, I don't know, probably 500 times altogether. Was Old Hag You've Killed Me with the C roll. That roll, that C roll there was my big goal every night. So I'd get to the little theater in England, wherever we were, go right down to the dressing room, start playing rolls on a major scale, nice and slow, find a decent coffee, keep going, more rolls, try them a little quicker, and then the light would come on, and the audience would be there, and I'd try that C roll. And my first tour, I did 95 shows. I think I might have got it right maybe 50 times, something like that. But once you start getting it right, you see, you start getting it right more and more and more, and they all start to come in. All right? So make a goal of 1 or 2. Any other questions or comments like that? That was a great comment. That's something everybody can kind of take something from.
I have a note that you said target of 95 before, and I just tried out. Now my metronome goes in 4s. So at 96, we were pretty close to that target.
That's great. Right on. Woohoo for us. Aren't we awesome? As they say in Ireland, up our side. Well, that's great. Cool. Okay. Well, do you want to leave those? Do you want to try our other jigs since we're in such a good jig mood? And then we'll work on those. Then we'll start learning those hornpipes, okay? So let's check out the old Sailor's Wife set there, guys. Okay, Sailor's Wife. Where is my Sailor's Wife here? I have such trouble finding things on my new computer. Oh, let's get it on the email. Here we go. Perfect. Okay, Sailor's Wife set. So I think we'll do the same kind of setup here. We'll do it nice and slow, or not really slow, but that same kind of lopey feel for the first time through, and I'll try to exaggerate that jig rhythm for everybody, and then we'll try it the second time. We'll do it a little quicker and a little livelier, as they say. Okay, everybody got that up? Sailor's Wife set? All right. Here we go. Nice and easy. A 1, 2, 3. What a blast that last tune is. Do you think anybody can go down the lower octave with me? You know, like when we're actually playing together. Yeah, Liz, good. Yeah. Anybody that feels like it, hop down to that lower octave. That would be so much fun when we're all together. That would sound like a good thunder in there. Now, the second part you can do too. See that? It's also not very hard and totally available, as it were, in the lower octave there. So yeah, please go ahead and do that. Now, how was that tempo? I know I got a bit greedy, and went a little faster than the first time through the other jigs. But do you think it was all right? Now, Bill over there, he's falling asleep, so it must have been too slow for him. Everybody feeling okay with that tempo? It wasn't too much of a stretch? Medium? Why don't we do this? Because that was actually a little bit faster for sure. Why don't we do it again? We'll take a little breather here and we'll stretch the arms out. And we'll try it again and we'll just play the same tempo but on the front foot. Okay, I'm going to push a little bit. See if we can get that tempo up a little bit. Okay, and we'll do a few fiddler stretches. Never go astray. I saw my physiotherapist from Sligo yesterday, and she said, how's the lower back? And I said, well, it's actually totally fine. I did some of the things she told me to do, and I've been back to exercising, and it's working out just fine. And she says, okay, well, do you just want me to stick a bunch of acupuncture needles in you? And I said, yes, please. And I'll tell you, I love that. I didn't even know I would like that, but it really, really works well for me. Okay, are we ready? Are the fiddle and arms ready? We're going to give it another go on the front foot. This is turning out to be a great set. I can't wait until we can do it all together. It's going to be just a great one. Okay, here we go. Hold on to your hats and don't stop bowing. 1, 2, 3. Here we go. right. How's everybody feeling about that? The arms were certainly going, and that looked very, very good. Everybody have a decent success rate there at that tempo? Oh, that's terrific. Very, very good. Excellent. We're on the road. We're on the road to real tempos. That's great. Any questions, comments, concerns, complaints, queries? Anything at all? No, that's great. Right on. We're trucking right along here, guys. Okay, so now the hornpipes that I sent out today. So we got the Galway to Dublin. Yeah, from Galway to Dublin, says it was same tune as Galway and Dublin town. Oh yeah. It's supposed to be Galway to Dublin town. I might have made a typo or something, but yeah, that's the name of the tune. It's also called. Was this the one that's also called Change Your Demeanor? Or was that the other one? No, it was the other one. That is so funny, eh? A tune called Change Your Demeanor. Like, that must have been about a married couple, I swear to God. Because, you know, at a certain point or another, one says to the other, do something. Change something, for God's sakes.
So Cronin was Edward Cronin, so he was probably telling his wife to change.
Yeah, well, you know, my friend Pat O'Gorman went over to Ireland in the early 90s to study with a guy called Peter Horan. And he was a beautiful flute and fiddle player from Sligo. And he made these records with a guy called Fred Finn, who was a fiddle player and was a beautiful, beautiful player. The two of them together, the records, when my band North Atlantic Drift makes a record, we always include one track from the record that they made because it's such an honest, beautiful kind of music between the flute and the fiddle. It's a real thing, you know? And anyway, so Pat O'Gorman, he went over to study with Peter Horan, and that's what people would do. Stay with him for about 3 weeks to a month and get tunes off of him. He was a very generous man. He'd let you stay at his house for endless time and just trade tunes with you. And anyway, he was a constant chain smoker, and his wife could, as my dad used to say, she could talk a dog off a meat truck. Okay. He also used to say, got a mouth like a trip hammer. Just going all the time. Anyway, so Pat tells this funny story where they're all sitting around the living room, and he's smoking, and she comes in and she says, "You said you were going to quit smoking, you know?" And he said, "Well, I am, but you never stop talking. Like, you just never stop talking. So if you agree to stop talking so much, then I'll agree to quit smoking." And they said, "Yeah." So she went in the kitchen, and not even 10 minutes went by, and Peter is at the chimney, and he's smoking a cigarette up the chimney. You know, he's trying to do it up the chimney, trying to be, you know, discreet. And anyway, Pat's like, "Oh, I'm out of here. I don't want to witness this." And he goes out in the backyard, and there's his wife, and she's talking to the dog. Anyway, so there you go. So let's start off with the Galway to Dublin. And it's B minor. Now, that's not a key that we've dealt a whole lot with so far. It's got the same key signature as D minor, D major. So two sharps, they share the same key signature. And it's a beautiful key, especially for Highland pipe music or flute music and stuff like that. Anyway, so I'm just going to play this tune good couple of times, get it ringing around in your head, and then we're going to have a crack at it. I don't think we'll bother with the D major or the B minor scale because we did plenty of warming up today. But if you want to, of course, let me know. But first of all, I'll just play this tune a good couple of times so you can get the sound of it in your head. got that ringing around there? Great old tune, and what I love about it is that it's got that familiar sound from Star of the County Down, and so it's kind of like a no-brainer when you play it for an audience. Most people do recognize that a bit, and they're like, oh, that sounds cool, I know that. So we'll use the same old trick. Anyway, so B minor, and the pickup notes here are the B and the D, not surprising. And then we got a great big old E roll. My favorite roll of the tune, I have to say. So, see that? The nice big long down bow roll, what they call the long roll. Nice and spaced out and ornamental. See that? And that's how I do that. I take my time with it. And then we kind of get on with it. And that's kind of an arpeggio. See that? That's a nice move, and if you do that, you see how I did that, the B and the A on the up bow, and then I can pull my finger off and get that popping sound, very Irishy sound. Sorry. See that? That's how I do that. Then it goes on to this little arpeggiated bit, and then down the scale. Now we got an up bow roll on the E, and then the D to finish the phrase. See that? So we got this little kind of mumbly bit. A little scaly bit. Then a little roll. And I do, you see how I do also that in the up bow? For that same reason, to get that popping sound when I pull my finger off of the string there. See that? And so that's how I do that first phrase. And the second phrase is very, very similar. So I do it a very similar way, okay? So let's go really, really slow. See if we can play that first phrase. If you can't play the roll on the E, just play a nice big long in tune E with a good sound, okay? And we'll see if we can get this phrase. We'll go nice and slow. Okay, here we go. One, and I'm going to play the pickup notes, by the way. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I saw some good bowing there, people. Some good bowing, good attempts at bowing. Okay, let's try that again. Nice and slow. 1, 2, 3. Oh yeah, now it looks like everybody's getting the idea with this bowing and with the overall phrase of the tune. Let's do that phrase a good few times, okay? Because the next one is pretty well the same phrase, so we might as well practice it and get it really strong. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Ending. Okay, now that looked like it went pretty well. I should clarify about these endings. I was thinking about this when I was making the recording on the session.org version. You can play that ending that's there. It's totally valid. This is what it sounds like. And that's how they kind of get you into the A part again. I do not. I play it like this. So I make that E, the third E in the first ending, I make that a quarter note, and then I just go and play the pickup for the tune again. And I'm going to tell you, everybody that I play with plays it that way as well. Okay, so we're going to make that third E in the first ending a long E, a quarter note, and then instead of the G and the F at the end of number 1, we're going to play the B and the D that they use for pickup anyway. Okay, I think that'll go a lot better. But like I said, even if you played what's here right on top of that, it would be totally fine. It's totally fine, but just to let you know what the more common is. I always like to clarify that, okay? Anyway, let's try that again, guys. Nice and slow. And you might see there's a couple of little differences between the first line and the second line, but they are strictly ornamental, eh? If you notice that. So we got... So it's just a little bit of an expansion on the first way to do it. It's really nice, but you could also play the simple way above as well. And then is the same as just a little fancier, okay? So if you don't get that triplet, it's also totally fine, all right? Just basically play the first line again. Anyway, let's... Yeah.
Quick question.
Yes.
In the second bar, you're playing it like in the line underneath where you go G.
To the G,
A.
yes. Yes.
Adding the G in there, the little G.
Yes, and sometimes I play the long A too, but I would go, if you want to do it just like it's written, it's probably the safest, because we're going to play the G coming next anyway.
Okay.
Okay, good question though. Any other questions about that A part? Anything? Let's try it. We'll see if there's questions after we try it. Nice and slow, a good couple of times. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Again. Last time. Okay, how's everybody feeling?
Could you go over the slurring a little bit?
Yeah, oh sure. So we got now again, this is the way I do it. Just to put that out there, you'll find many different ways to bow this tune. But I think the way I'm doing it, like I was noticing there, I think it would work for a lot of people here. So just to show you what's going on there, we got this here. Big long roll on the down. And then on the next 3 notes on the up. See that? I do the little down for the B and then back up. And then I do down, up, down for the G, F, G. And then that slur, the B to the A. And then I change direction for the G, A. And now there, I single bow until I get to the notes on the A string. You see, you got the 3-1-A coming off of the A string there, and I do that all in one big up bow. I think it's an up bow. And again, it's for that popping sound, when you pull your fingers off. So it's very common in Irish music when there's a bunch of notes on one string to slur them and get that rattling string sound. Then I do down, up roll, and down for the D, and then the pickup notes in the up as usual. The big long roll, the 3-note slur, down, up, down, and then I do this little thing in an up bow. See that? Down for the G. And then I do this one. I do single bowed. See that? Nice little ornament there. Very common in Irish music. So and Scottish music. So up, up. Down. Up, up. Up. Remember that grace note double note grace note trick there? Down for the E, and then we're back to our pickup. Okay, now again, I don't know who that is. The texts come right through my new computer. Like, even if I get a text, it kind of takes over my screen. My God. I mean, that's supposed to be a good thing, right? Anyway, so that's how I bow through that first part. Do you see how it's a similar pattern for each line?
So, Dan, did you learn that tune from the boys at Doris? Because that's exactly how they bow it.
Well, I also learned this one from my buddy Kim. I remember we played it at the Chris Langan weekend. I think it was...
That's the guys. Because I just compared what you said to my notes, and it's identical.
Wow. Well, there you go. Kimmer lives on. So that would have been like 2007, I think, Chris Langan weekend. And we played that tune. And I can't remember. I think we played the cuckoo hornpipe afterwards. But anyway, so yeah. So that's the source. So that's Toronto bowing. Okay? And like I said, it's not the only way. Now, any more questions about the bowing before we try it again? And maybe some people can try to get that bowing in there. But, be patient with bowing. It doesn't come in right away. Any other questions or bits and pieces?
So just to be clear, where the 1 is for the repeat, you're playing it like bar 4.
Yeah, exactly. Except I don't play a roll. I play the single note grace note between those two E's. But the latter half of the bar, yeah, I think so.
You go into the BD.
The BD pickup, yeah. So that bar,
BFG.
I'll tell you exactly what that bar is going to be now with with the suggested change that I made there. It's going to be GEEDEBD. Yeah. Okay, and you want to try to get a grace note between those two E's.
Could you repeat that? That's too fast for me.
Sure, man. I'll do it slower. GEEDEBD. I'm impressed that I did it fast. I've been trying to get better at saying the letter names of the tune, like in time, like that. Anyway, so that's what I'm suggesting there, okay? But again, if you play it like it's written exactly, it'll be totally fine and probably complimentary as well. But I know that it's a really cool lick. Okay, any other questions like that? Very good questions before we grind away at it and try to get some bowing in there. Anything at all? All right, that's it. Let's put our safety glasses on and get the grinder out. Man, my fiddle's right. I think I put too much rosin on yesterday. Okay, everybody ready? Let's give it a few goes. We'll probably do it, 4 times. 1, 2, 3. feeling? Did it work? Did anything work? Anne-Marie's shaking your head. What did not work? The bowing or the melody?
I think I hate Irish bowing.
It is counterintuitive, isn't it? Those up bows.
So nice.
Yeah, it is so nice, yeah. But my best advice about that, it is a little weird. I call them the surprise ups, okay? Because the up bows come on the and all the time. Like in this tune is no different. And so it's before you think. That's the thing. You think it should be the next beat, but it's the beat before where you do that big, you hook it up. That's what Kim used to say. You hook into that long bow. They call it the long bow, those big up bows. And you hook into it. You get that and up you go. Once you get the instinct, it's not weird anymore, but it does take some doing. It's a little counterintuitive for sure.
And once you get it, you can't go up, down anymore, because that's my problem. I can't do the other bowing.
Yeah, well, I have an exercise for that. I don't know if I've ever showed you guys the longbow / alternating bow exercise. Have I ever showed you that? Sorry, guitar players. But actually, you might be able to chord along to it. But check this out. So I take a major scale. I'm sinking here. Jeez, that's not a good sign. Okay, that's better. Anyway, I take a major scale, like for instance G major, and I do this little pattern on each note where I go like this. And then the next note. And then the next note. See that? And I hook them all together. See that? And that way you can work on the rhythm without having to really think of a tune. Your fingers just do the pattern, do it in different keys, Give yourself a good crack at doing it without thinking of a tune and remembering parts. Now, watch this. So that was the single bowed way of doing it. Here's the long bow way that I was talking about with those surprise ups. That's the Irish. You hear that Irish coming out there? Big time, eh? It turns into this. So now, what I do most of the time is both. I do the alternating bowing and sometimes the long bow, and I hook into the alternating and I hook into the long, just like we're doing here in this tune. So in that case, we alternate. We do separate bowing and then the long bow. There. Now, if you want to get good at the long bow or get good at going back and forth, that I can think of no better way of doing it, because you can turn your melodic brain off and just concentrate on that bow until it starts to sound right. Now, the nice thing is that my intermediate class that meets on Thursday nights has just started working on the long bow style. I can't remember what tune we're using to work on. I think it's the Wise Maid, because it's such a notey tune. And so if you look on the Dan McDonald Fiddle Teacher YouTube channel, and I'll send you a link for it, I have recorded the single bowed pattern, the long bow pattern, and the alternating pattern on there. Nice and easy, so that you can try to get that bowing and get it under your arm. Okay, and so you guys have total access to that anytime you want. You could there's like 70 odd tunes on there, played slow and fast, Scottish and Irish. There's exercises, there's scales, and the classes themselves as well. So anytime you want, you can go on there and get that stuff. But this bowing exercise, I would highly recommend. Okay, there's also jig bowing exercises on there too to get better at that. Anyway, so there you go. So that's the bowing for this tune. Shall we try it again? Shall we try it with that bowing in one more time? And then we'll try to get the second part, because we haven't even touched the second part yet. Okay? Any other questions, though, before we move on? I just fired a lot of information at you. No? Okay, let's give it a go. Okay. 1, 2, 3. One more. Okay, looking pretty comfy. Everybody feeling okay? Don't worry, the bowing will come in. Like, you just have patience with the bowing. Now, let's get to the second part. Luckily, if you look very carefully, you can say that we already know half of it. So the second line is just a reprise of the A part again, which is really nice. So all we have to learn here is this. And that last bar we already know as well. See that? So we really only have 3 bars of music to learn here. Okay? Now, I don't know why they have that foolish 8th note marked in there. Stupidsession.org people, you know. But if it was me, I would just put a quarter note. E quarter note there. Okay? Doesn't really matter. You get the same effect. But it just looks a lot more complicated that way. So that first bar is going to sound like this. That's the first kind of little bit there. And it has this pickup that I also play, which is this little run up. That's the first phrase. Now let's try that together, you guys. Let's play it without the pickup first, just the long E. E, E, D, B. Okay? And we'll go as far as that high D in the second bar. Okay? 1, 2, 3, and. We getting that? It's a nice feel. Let's do it again. Ready? And. Yeah. So now, let's keep going. Or actually, let's put the pickup in. Okay? And we'll keep going. It's very similar. The next lick is very similar. That's the only difference there. See that? A couple more notes. So let's see how far we can get. So we're going to play that pickup. Okay? And we're going to keep going. 1, 2, 3. Okay, now that looked like it went pretty well. How's everybody feeling about that? Is there any bits that are weird or hard to connect up or anything like that? I am here to help. I get bored otherwise. You know,
So
that's the thing.
the pickup notes on bar, the second ending, that would be a C, not a C sharp, right? Like, I think you're playing a C natural.
Oh,
it
I
sounds
could
better
be.
than a C natural.
You'd like it better with the C natural? I never noticed that, but you are correct. I am playing a C natural there.
Better.
And that
Okay.
means that I must like it better too. So there you go.
Okay.
Play a C natural there, guys. It's really nice. Thanks for pointing that out, though. I wasn't aware of that. My God. It's like an accent, you know? Okay, any little bits like that are just gold. Anything I'm doing weird or anything at all. Because we're going to grind it now. Okay, let's take the grinder out. Okay, now I'm too high. Let's get used to this thing, man. Okay, here we go. Second part, we'll do the pickup notes. And I do them in and out. 1, 2, 3. Looking pretty happy. Anybody not being able to get through this? I'm here to help and I can help. I am the patron saint of lost causes with the fiddle. No? We're all good? Oh, that's great. Okay, take a quick breather. I gotta run to the bathroom quick, so I'm drinking water like crazy. And we're gonna do the whole thing, okay? So whatever you need to mark down or work out with your arms or stretch, do it right now, and then we're going to grind away at the whole thing.
Hey, Don Jones, guitarist, just a quick question. Is that, whatever that third tune, that Bonaparte one, is that part of the set, or? Because we don't have chords for that one, do we?
I only have 2 tunes. I've got this one that we're working on from Galway to Dublin, and then I've got Cronin's.
Yeah, that's all I've got too, John.
No, this one's also called Bonaparte. So the first tune has 2 names.
Oh, okay.
If you're in Toronto, they won't call it this. They'll call it Bonaparte.
The Galway tune, you mean?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks, Leslie. I got your message and I still couldn't decipher it, so okay, good, thank you.
Thank you.
COVID brain.
If you're in certain parts of Toronto and you call it by this name, they'll say they don't know it, but they just call it something different.
Grant, are the current chords working out all right?
They're perfect as always, Don. Thank you very much. Yeah, they're great. And it's fun to play, actually. I don't mind this, you know.
No, that was very much appreciated. Thank you.
Ray found some stuff there too. It's good.
Yeah.
I don't think he's here tonight, is he? No.
I didn't see him.
No. Okay. Teacher's back.
Who's not here tonight?
Ray Beach, one of the guitarists.
Oh, yeah, that's true, yeah. All right, well, that's okay. So you guys are coming up with a good plan for the guitar. I kind of forgot about that for a second, but you guys usually come up with a good plan. How you doing?
Yeah, Don Jones, everybody's helping out, so it's all good. Yeah, we're all set there.
Okay, good. Right on. Okay, are we ready to grind away? Let's do it right from the top. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. right, now that looked terrific. Everybody looked happy and all full of Galway and Dublin and just having a great time. But I'll check in. Now, how did everybody do at the tempo? I pushed it the last time to see if anybody had to stop, and I didn't really see anybody stop. How was the tempo there? It was okay? That's great. Cool.
I'll admit that I'm not keeping up, but I'll just work away at it.
You're not quite keeping up at that last tempo? What about the ones before?
Just barely.
Okay, well,
But
we'll
it's
go
okay.
back.
I'll work it up. It's not a big deal. But it's
Oh, no, for sure.
Some
But
of the twiddly bits were not very pretty.
the twiddlies. Well, you know, like I was saying to Anne-Marie, just pick one. You know, you don't have to get all those rolls in right at this point. And for most people, you know, I would stress doing it without the rolls at least a couple of times to get the timing right. You know. Remember the problem that everybody seems to have of not holding your long notes out long enough, so you can always just work on that. Just play the long notes and make sure they're long enough. It'll help your ornaments when you go to do them because you'll have enough bow and enough note to put an ornament on. Okay? So just pick one or two. It's plenty at this point. And to Grant's point, let's bring it back a notch and do it some more. It never hurts, man. It never hurts. Okay, so let's do it a couple of more times at the slow, and then we'll put that to bed for now, and we'll work on it again next time. We'll learn, and we'll take a quick little, we'll just do an introduction to the next one. Okay, so let's go back a couple of notches with the tempo, and we'll do it once more, or twice more. We'll do it twice more. All right. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. One more. All right. How are we doing with that slower? Is that better? Everybody getting in more of it? Oh, great. Okay, there we go. So that's a good practicing tempo. I'm not sure what it is, but I'll do this for the recording so you can refer back if you need to. Okay, just about there. So I think that'd be a good practicing tempo. Any other questions or comments or concerns at all about Galway to Dublin? No? Enough to work on? I'll always be grateful to the Star of the County Down, the tune, the song, the Star of the County Down, because when I did my oral exam in jazz school in my second year, I did not study, obviously, none of us did. We all freaked out the night before and tried to cram, which you cannot do with oral skills. You can't cram, it doesn't work. But I had a reprieve because part of the exam was that you had to go into the office with the professor, and he would there was this little sight singing book. It was a book of short, like they were kind of like tunes, but they were mostly old folk songs, English madrigals and stuff like that from the old days that you have to read, and they were very simple, and you had to read them and sing them. And so he would pick one for you, and you'd pick your note on the piano, and you'd start singing the little tune, and if you get it right, then you get a good mark, you know. And so he found me one, and I looked at it, and I picked the note on the piano, and I started just singing blindly the notes, da 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 da, and I went right through to the end, and sure enough, I just figured it must be. I didn't read the whole thing, but I got to the end, and your man was like, brilliant, excellent, that was excellent. So I got a far better mark than I should have, and it's only because that Old English song happened to be the Star of the County Down. Just happened to be. There you go. Now let's take a look at this next hornpipe there, guys. I was doing some reading about, I had forgotten with the Galway to Dublin town, that it's on a really terrific record. And I'll tell you what that record is here in a second. I just want to give you the right. Here we go. Yeah. And it's on Andy McGann and A Hard Road to Travel, but with Andy McGann and Paul Brady. Andy McGann was a fiddle player from New York City, and he was really active in the 50s, 60s, 70s type of time, and he had Michael Coleman as a teacher. That's the big thing about Andy McGann. Michael Coleman was his teacher. And my friend Brian Conway in New York, his teacher was Andy McGann. But anyway, he plays this tune. I can't remember what he plays it with now, but with McDermott's in front of it. Great tune as well. But if you wanted a nice, tasty version of this tune to get a reference, that is a beautiful record. Hard Road to Travel by Andy McGann and Paul Brady. Some people might know Paul Brady. He's a beautiful singer, Irish singer, but he's also a great backer, and he did a few records where he backed people, and that was one of the big famous ones. Now the second tune here, let's see here, open, recent, Coronins. Oh, I love this tune. Change your demeanor. So we switch keys now to G, which is a great key change. B minor to G is just great. And I'm just going to play it for you a couple of times so you can kind of get the feel of it. Great old tune. Now the nice thing about it is, again, you notice how, again, they use the A part as an ending. You see that? Another old trick, okay? So it's really going to be not too hard to learn. It's very repetitive, but because it's so repetitive, did you hear how much different kind of cool things I was putting in there? Hey? Because there's so much repetition that just gives you more room and more time to put stuff like that in, okay? And we might even try a couple of tricks on this tune, especially since hornpipes are a little slower, a little more forgiving. Give us a chance to try a couple things, okay? So for this week, just get familiar with it. Just listen to it. Try to sort of kind of understand how it works. Maybe have a couple of cracks at it. We're going to go through it phrase by phrase next week anyway, you know? But for this week, I just want you to get used to it. Now, why don't we go? We'll play the Galway to Dublin a couple more times to finish off the night. Say, let's do it 3 times. I'm going to push you on the 3rd time. Okay? So just hang in there. Just keep that bow moving. All right. Let's do that. Oh, this is nice. Hornpipe night is so nice. It's such a nice relaxed feel. Okay, here we go. Galway to Dublin, nice and slow. 1, 2, 3. Little faster. Woo-hoo! That was starting to feel pretty good. I hope everybody was having a good feel there as well at the end. Because it was kind of quick, but it wasn't fast, but it definitely had the heavy hornpipe groove going on. Anybody feeling that as well? Able to get that going a little bit? That's excellent. Very good. Okay, guys, so we got our work cut out for us. We got lots of work to do next week. And just to remind you, this coming Sunday night, 7:30 on my Facebook page and here on Zoom, I'll send everybody an email. I'll be having a few tunes, okay? My bi-weekly virtual session. So anybody that wants to join me, you're more than welcome. Last time was such a blast, and we'll have even more fun this week, okay? And I'll keep making inquiries about what we're allowed to do in June. I'm really hoping that it's something. Okay?
Thanks, Dan.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Dan.
Thank you, everybody.
Okay. See you next week.
Dan. Night.
Thanks, Dan.
Night, night.
Bye, everyone.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.